Thank you very much for keeping time and joining us today. My name is Laura Chite. I'm the CEO of CIO East Africa, and I'm the one speaking up the session for the FinTech Summit. And we look forward to you having a fantastic next 2 days.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vinesh, and today we're going to talk about the IoT in financial sector. However, before we go there, any wild guesses what my grandma said to me about IoT? Internet of Things. Anyone? Any wild guesses? Well, she said nothing. Because IoT was not there then. However, I'm pretty sure we will have a lot of stories to tell to our grandkids about IoT, or the way it moves. Yeah? So talking about IoT, putting it very, very simply, it's a combination of IT and OT. So when we say IT, we are looking at information technology, or the devices which is working on SNMP-based protocols like TCP/IP, without getting into too much of technical details. On the other side, we have OT, that is operational technology, which runs on the SCADA-based protocols. So when we combine these two and we get together a result which is more informed, helps towards more informed decision making and engaging to our customers, that's when the real potential of IoT is utilized. So it's endless possibilities with IoT. So without getting into too much of detail, let me share an example with you. I'm pretty sure a lot of us like a good cognac after our dinner. But how do we know that cognac is really genuine or it is fake? So Remy Martin, few months back, came with an idea of connecting bottles, or you can say connected bottles. So whenever you buy a Remy Martin bottle, let's say in China or somewhere, you just have to tap your mobile phone on top of it, download an application, and it can tell you whether that bottle is genuine or not. The moment you open the bottle, it tells you on the mobile app that the bottle is now open, and you are actually enjoying an original Remy Martin. So that's one example. So IoT can help us towards the monitoring and management on a real-time information basis, which leads to the data analytics platform, and also looking at the informed decision that can help one side of it. And then towards the end, we also have support from IoT to control our cost and leakages. Some quick numbers over here. So in the financial sector, IoT has been projected to deploy the sensors 12 billion by year 2020, out of which, if you look at it, the insurance and banking together is somewhere around 7 billion sensors to be deployed. Now, some of these numbers might look too big, elephantine, or to be true, but these are carefully researched numbers by some of the very credible organizations globally. Talking about the use cases in IoT financial sector, so I will not be getting into too much detail. We will be talking about 2 use cases, in depth, but we will not be touching all of them. But just to give you one example of usage-based insurance. So imagine today when you buy a car, most of us, we have cars coming from Japan or UK, and there's diagnostic platform. You call somebody, he hooks in, and then you get the platform from it, and you get a diagnostic report. You get whether your car is really okay to buy or not. Imagine a device which is 2-inch by 3-inch. Every car manufactured after 2008 has got an OBD2 port in it. So all you need to do is just plug that device in your car, synchronize it with your mobile phone, and you get all the information about the car, right from the driving condition to the road conditions to the brake oil to the engine oil to the fuel economy. Everything is there on your mobile app. Now, where we can use that in the insurance industry is, let's say me and my friend Kevin over here sitting. We both have same car, we bought it together, everything is fine. He lives in Nairobi, drives very nicely, never goes above 50 kilometers an hour, and I live in the countryside, very poor road condition, I'm a rash driver, I drive maybe 100 kilometers an hour, pressing brakes every 10 seconds. Why should him and me be paying the same insurance premium year on year? His should be less and mine should be more, because I'm more prone to accidents, I'm more prone to wear and tear. So deploying this in the insurance companies can give us the visibility and saves drastic cost on the insurance premium side. So we'll talk about the two use cases, which is asset and infra management and agricultural loan insurance. The first use case, infra management. So if you look at IoT once again, I've just tried to explain the information technology and the operational technology. In any environment, you have these two separate type of systems. You have server, databases, application, network, which is pretty much running on the information technology side of it. On the other side, you have HVAC system, DG, power, you have fire, access controller. These are on the operational technology. Now, these two systems are pretty much running in silos. You have to deploy different type of tools, different type of people to monitor and manage this. Now, how about integrating these two and give you one single viewpoint? And what's the benefit of it? Imagine there's an engineer who is sitting in IT operations center and trying to troubleshoot a server which is showing a red flag. But that server might be showing a red flag because there is a 5-degree change in the temperature. So engineer who is troubleshooting the server might not be able to correlate in the first place that this red flag is because of the change in the temperature. So we are integrating and we are giving it one single view. It can be pretty much used anywhere and everywhere. You can connect the entire HQ and branches using these sensors and remote transmission units. So we have water, we have energy, security, CCTV, temperature and cooling, everything integrated into one. The same can be replicated for data center. The only difference is in the data center you have racks. So we can even go using IoT at the rack level, and we can see what is the power utilization, temperature, cooling at the rack level itself. And it is all GUI based. The same can be replicated to manage the ATMs. The operational technology is already there. You have the ATM cameras, you have got the access control. In some countries, we also have the access control to enter the ATM. So all that can be integrated into one single platform, and we can feed that into the IoT-enabled NOC. It's just to show you a bank DC view, a data center view. So as I said, this is all GUI based. So you can click on any one of them and you can, the particular rack or particular cooling station will pop up and it can show whether it is working fine or not. So wherever you see green, it's all working. Wherever you see red, it's not working, so the engineer can just tap to it. So what's the benefit? So as I said, first thing, the benefit is integrated platform. You have one single view. There's a reduction on the carbon footprint because you are better equipped to control and have visibility on your energy. You can even build in the logic in the data center or in any environment to control the temperature as per the day and time. And even you can do it as per the month. So in the summers, you can have different type of temperature. You really don't have to manually go and increase or decrease the temperature. It's all pre-integrated. And then definitely speedy resolution of the issues. Talking about the second point on the agricultural loan and insurance, what we are doing is, if you look at the banks, ACOs and insurance today, agriculture economy today is contributing to about 27% in Kenya in GDP. And that's massive. We just can't ignore it because it's not organized at the moment. So how do we make sure that the loans that we are giving to the farmers actually, the credit worthiness of the loan is there? or how do we go about setting the insurance premium? So what we do is, we look at the large area analytics platform. Now, this is not something that you buy. It's just that as a bank or a SACCO, you just plug it into this platform. So we have satellite and sensors data clubbed with the proprietary IP or machine learning language, further clubbed with the big data computing platform. Now together, what we get is, on a day-to-day basis, we can check the farming activities, we can look at the crop growth patterns, we can even look at the weather condition, harvest readiness, the water stress level in the ground. We can even go with the sub-meter imagery satellite level to track the wildlife and deforestation. What are the areas of impact? The areas of impact is the non-timber forestry products. The areas of impact is the beverages, which is like tea and coffee production, crop, vegetable production, even the wildlife management, as I said. So big picture value proposition. So what we get as an input is satellite data, economic data, weather data, agronomic data, and profile of the farmer itself. We feed all that into one single large area platform, and what we get out is the farm income creditworthiness. We get the crop monitoring and harvest readiness. We can even plug this into the food security program run by the government so that the proper demand and supply can be matched. We also look at the crop risk from the insurance perspective. So how it works? Quickly, a farmer approaches to a bank or SACCO for a loan. They do the KYC. They feed in the KYC data into the platform. Based on that, we look at the historical pattern. We can go as back as 20 years. We can even check whether that land is really okay for agriculture or not. Is the land near any river, or is the land in a drought area? So we can check all that from the imagery side of it. We can look at the zone side of it, wherein we can say what is the historical use of the land. Let's say a farmer is approaching for the loan to grow maize. But historically, that land has been, we have been using that land for, let's say, growing pineapple. So what will be the impact on the crop? So all that can be actually, we get out of it. We feed that into a blockchain platform, and what we give to the bank and SACCOs is the rating, is the credit worthiness of that farm. So bank and SACCOs can make informed decisions whether should we be going ahead with a loan or should we not going ahead with a loan. The same thing can be used for setting the premiums in the insurance side of it. We look at the historical data, we put everything into the time series analytics, and we pass that information to the insurance companies so that they can decide on what premium it should be. That brings to the organization where I belong, about Simbanet quickly. So we have got experience of 19 years in the East Africa market. We have got 2,000 customers supported by 200 skills and qualified resources in the region. We have presence across East Africa. However, we are also doing business in other countries. We've got presence in about 18 countries through our partners. We are operating actually on all the access layers. So Simbanet predominantly is known for connectivity, but there's a lot more. There's beyond connectivity is what we are working on. So, as I said, beyond connectivity, apart from the data, internet, and voice connectivity are also there in the managed services side of it. So, managed WAN, managed Wi-Fi, managed security. We are also giving security as a service, DDoS platforms, the cloud services, and then there's a lot of special projects that we are running on the remote GSM infrastructure. There's maritime connectivity on the VSAT. We're getting into the telemedicine and iSchool and these kind of things. Just to quickly look at our infrastructure, so in addition to our tie-up with different cable companies, we also have the terrestrial network, be Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, South Africa. We have got our own terrestrial cable network. These are some of our key partners, and that's it. Thank you.